Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series. Man, oh man, I've been waiting for this for a long time. This is returning to the world of Pokemon, in case you haven't already figured that out. Earlier this year, in fact, I did a Let's Play of Pokemon Fire Red that lasted for several months. Hopefully this time, this one won't last for quite that long. But anyway, I'm really excited to start off this game. This is probably well, between this and the other versions of the game, it's probably the game I've played the most in the entire series, well over 20 times. It's quite ridiculous. So it's Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. Yes, finally here. Like I said before, I've played this game a ridiculous number of times. I just find it to be really enjoyable and easy to pick up and go. There's lots of great exploration, great graphics, great music, the whole 9 yards. It's a pretty awesome game. Now even though I'm playing the Emerald version of the game, I'm still going to go over some of the differences and changes they made in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, since I am decently familiar with those games as well. Yeah, so there's going to be talk about the Pokemon you can get in there, Mega Stones and all that stuff, the new items, the new Poke Nav, I think they call it. All sorts of great stuff there. But anyway, if you're at all interested in more of the Pokemon series, awesome music, fairly interesting story, maybe it's not like Final Fantasy level of story, but it's still fairly interesting. Or if you're just here for good old-fashioned exploration and combat, then come and join me in Let's Play Pokemon Emerald for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Alright, let's get this party started. Sorry I was a little quiet there. I was talking over a lot of it, but Pokemon Emerald's title theme is quite possibly one of my favorites in the entire series. Like, just, if you have the time, go and listen to it, and go and listen to the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire version too. It is so awesome. I get chills down my spine every time I hear it. And the weird thing is that I didn't... Like, usually when I play this game, I skip past the title sequence and just go straight into the game, so, even though I got this game, like, 05, 06, somewhere around those lines, I didn't actually ever listen to the full title music until, like, a couple of years ago, at least, which is kind of shocking because of how awesome it is, but anyway. Welcome to the world of Pokemon! This guy is Birch. I was gonna say a different word that starts with B-I, but, nah. Who's that Pokemon? We'll be going over that one later. One thing you may notice about the Pokemon in this particular game, the new ones, is that they're quite a good bit more unique, I would say, than maybe some of the Pokemon, that we've seen earlier in the other Let's Play. This whole theme of the game, and you'll see why soon, has to do more with, like, tropical sort of stuff. So, like, all the Pokemon look a little bit more tropical than, say, in Fire Red and Leaf Green. And me? Well, I'm a dude, in case some of you are confused out there in the audience. I've gone over this before, but, well, last time we played as a guy, and, well, this time, let's play as the girl character, and I'm not saying that because I like the design better, or because the dude has a sock on his head and was wearing pants. Nah, that has nothing to do with it at all. No, seriously, though, look at that. He's wearing pants over pants. Like, I mean, really. By the way, that's hair. That's not his hair, that's his hat. Yeah, I know. For like 12 years, everyone thought that was his hair, but no, it's most definitely a hat. Anyway, girl's name, let's just go with the classic. May! It's like a month, but different. Yup. Time to begin our adventure into the world of Pokemon. I'm so excited right now, I'm actually getting chills down my spine. We don't start at home in bed. We start in a moving truck. Okay, this makes no sense at all. Why would you let some vaguely teenage girl ride in the back of a moving truck? Whatever. Oh, by the way, the intro sequence to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, if you haven't seen it yet, oh my god, I was blown away by how great that was. It hit me with the nostalgia feels really hard, viewers. It really did. Yeah. Why would you make me do that? You know, I gotta tell you, viewers, moving, like, by driving across the country, like, my god, is it murder on your legs? Because, like, I had to move, like, a couple of years ago, like, halfway across the country, because my mom got a new job, and, yeah, sitting in a car for that long, it's just, ugh. In fact, when I was moving to Florida, like, 8-9 years ago, I had to ride in the back of the car with all the stuff, because we had a smaller car then, and it was so effing cramped. Like, oh my god. This is the price you pay for having to move across the country several times in your childhood. You gotta sit in a cramped-ass car. It was only the two of us, too. Otherwise, if there was, like, more of us in this family, we would have to get, like, a moving truck or something like that. Oh, okay. Before I do that, though... the text is moving way too damn slow. Sorry. This is the options menu. You can change around a whole lot of stuff. Battle scene shows off animations, battle style, lets you switch Pokemon when you're in the middle of a fight. Like, after you faint a Pokemon, it says, blah 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 is about to send out. Insert Pokemon here, would you like to switch? That's what that does. Sound. That's interesting. Yeah, sure, I'll put it on stereo, why not? And then button mode, it just switches around your controls. I'm not entirely sure what that does. And then, of course, you can change the frame. You can go classic GBA, or not classic GBA, classic Game Boy, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of options here. I might change this around as I go along. I haven't decided yet, but let's just stick with the classic for now. And then, of course, there's your save option. This time, I actually managed to make it so the game will save, I think. Okay, I haven't actually tested it yet, but I'm pretty sure the game will save this time, so we won't have another repeat. And then you got your bag, which has all your items, and you've got, well, your trainer card, which shows you stuff. Apparently, we start out with 3,000 bucks. And I wish I had 3,000 bucks. Ooh, a GameCube. Oh. Does anyone actually still have a GameCube with one of those Game Boy Advance adapters? Like the ones you have to use to play Four Swords Adventures? Ooh, there's a map. Huh, well, look at that. If you're playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you start with this Pokénav Plus item. We don't have the Pokénav yet, but it comes with a map and it'll show up on the bottom screen of your 3DS, so you can take a look at that instead. Well, those are the most important rules in the game. Let's see. I believe in this version of the game, yeah, we can withdraw a potion from the item stores, just like in Fire Red and Leaf Green. That decoration option won't become relevant until later. But anyway, let's do what we were actually told to do for once and start the clock. Let's see, it's 7:28 p.m. We gotta do this manually. I don't think this has... well, whatever. I don't know if this has much of an impact on anything at all, but you might as well just start the clock anyway. Let's see. We'll just round up to 7:30. Yeah, that's close enough. there is no real day-night system or anything like that, but there is a sort of kind of time system that has to go along with this game. There's events that'll happen every so often, like daily-ish events or something like that, that you can go back for every day or so. I'm not sure how you're supposed to really keep track of that, and I'm probably not going to do a lot of them, but there's also berry growing, and there's a dungeon that relies on time scales, so yeah. Some, like, the older cartridges of this game, like if you're playing on a physical cartridge, they have issues with this. Some code thingy breaks and the time system stops working, and I heard that the way to fix that was like the special disc that you get with Pokemon Coliseum or something like that, or was it XD? But you can also just straight up have the save battery in your file on your cartridge just not work anymore, and then all the daily events will stop working. You'll still be able, well, okay, maybe not the save battery, but a different battery in your cartridge will stop working, and then you won't be able to do the time-based events, but oh well. Yeah, I don't have that problem because I'm playing on an emulated version of the game, and there's actually a fairly clever way of getting it to work that way, but I'm not too worried about that. Explaining that right now. I'm not going to answer any questions like that. You'll just have to look it up yourself. Anyway, this is Professor Birch's house. My name is ... Okay, I'm not reading that out. Oh, cool. Oh, then who's this kid? Oh, no. You're just some generic NPC. Okay. Ooh, an item. Hmm? Oh, I'm new kid. Yep. What do you mean by that? Dude! Sexist much? Punk? Oh, his personality is remarkably similar to it in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Okay. Well, you do you, Brendan. I gotta say, though, usually I play this version of the game as the dude, and hearing Brendan's theme instead of May's theme kind of throws me off a little bit. The power of science, huh? Well, let's look around in the lab. But for some reason, I'm pressing and holding down the B button like it's actually going to do something. I wonder why. Oh. Well, he's out in the field then, huh? Oh, okay. So yeah, in order to get around anywhere, you gotta do what you did in the last game, and just leave town. Sure, let's go and look. Uh-oh. We've got trouble! Professor. Now how did you get into a situation like this? Well, anyway, we gotta save the professor, so let's take a look at the Pokemon in here. We can only pick one for some stupid reason, even though we could have just, like, I don't know, grabbed the bag and flung it over the head. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this is basically where you pick your starter Pokemon. You gotta choose one and use it to save Professor Birch over there. So first off, we've got Trico here. Just like in the other game, we've got a choice between a grass type, a water type, and a fire type. Now, Trico will remain a pure grass type all the way down its line, sort of, and you'll see what I mean by sort of way later down in the game. And that only applies in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire anyway. The name of Trico's game is Speed. This guy is fast. Like, seriously fast. Faster than all the other starters, and it's also got a pretty decent attack stat and a pretty good special attack stat that makes good use of its grass typing. And if you're playing the remake versions of the game, it'll also learn a couple of dragon-type moves in addition to its own move pool, so that's pretty nice, but I'm not going to pick it because I'm not too huge a fan of Trico. If you're used to playing grass-type Pokemon like Chikorita or Bulbasaur, this Trico is a lot different than either of those two. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Up next is Torchic. Now, There aren't really a whole... Well, first of all, Torchic is a fire type. It becomes firefighting when it evolves. There aren't really a whole lot of fire type Pokemon in the game that are actually that good. And if you are going to use a fire type, Torchic's pretty much your best option. It's really fast. Well, okay, maybe not really fast. It's pretty fast, and it's also really powerful, both in special attack and physical attack. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a reason why it's one of the best Pokemon in this game. Oh, by the way, you may notice in the bio there, hopefully future me will remember to put it this way, but underneath, I think that's where I'm going to end up putting it anyway, underneath the picture of the evolved forms of Torchic up in the corner there where it says evolution, you might see a plus and then the little icon for fighting type. That means it gains the fighting type as it evolves. I'm going to be sort of, from here on out, marking the changes in types that Pokemon will get when it evolves, so you know, you won't get confused, or you'll know what you're going to end up with. And last but not least is Mudkip. Mudkip is slow. It's really slow, but it makes up for that slowness with a surprise... Well, okay, it's a water type, so maybe not surprising, but a pretty good amount of bulk to it. All of its defenses are pretty high, its attack is pretty high, its HP is pretty high, its special attack is pretty high. I mean, really the only stat that this thing has that's subpar is speed, which it doesn't need because it's bulky enough to live. And on top of that, when it evolves, it becomes part ground type, which means its only weakness from that point forward is grass type. So, yeah, Mudkip, really, really awesome, and in fact, it's my favorite of the 3 starters, and the one I'm going to be picking for this Let's Play. Professor, you were getting chased around by a level 2 Zigzagoon. You could have literally just punted this guy across the screen. Anyway, wow, voice crack. Anyway, this battle is basically just a tackle fest, so, you know, do what you will. Well, I suppose I should explain, Tackle is a very basic move, not that powerful normal type, so it's as close to neutral elemental as you can, or non-elemental as you can get in a game like this. Growl lowers your attack stat by 1 stage. It's like a set percentage or so. I don't remember off the top of my head what those percentages are, but lowering attack by 2 is pretty much going to neuter your physical attack. So you can lower an opponent's stats or raise your own stats, or I suppose vice versa, up to 6 times, and then it stops working. But anyway, yeah, just tackle this guy, and he'll go down. You get 17 experience! Woo! Huh, well, you're welcome. Yeah! Okay. So you mean like right now? We'll just teleport there. What does it mean, a plum, anyway? Oh yeah, and in this Pokemon game, we actually have a dad and a mom! Imagine that! An RPG protagonist with 2 parents. Well, 2 living parents. Although, I suppose the protagonists in... well, that's kind of a spoiler. Watch the Golden Sun Let's Play and you'll know what I'm thinking about right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, we get to keep the Mudkip. You keep whatever starter you picked on the fly. So let's give it a name. I've played this game several times, and a lot of those times involved Mudkip, and every single time I name my Mudkip... Well, okay, almost every single time I name my Mudkip, Kip! It's cute! Alright, sweet. Sure, let's go and, give him a chat. Shoot the breeze. Well, let's get out of here. For some reason, I was expecting something to happen just then. No, I think that's a little later. Anyway, here on Route 101 in the tall grass, just like in other Pokemon games, you can run into wild Pokemon here, but we can't actually catch anything yet since we don't have the balls for it. So I'm not going to bio them quite yet. So yeah, let's just take them down. Normally I'm not going to be showing off a whole lot of wild Pokemon battles. Eventually we'll get an item called the Repel that lets us basically stop running into random encounters as long as our levels are high enough. And eventually I'm just going to start using those because random encounters in this game are annoying and you're not necessary in order to level up in this game, but whatever. I wouldn't worry about it. Oh, by the way, if you remember in Fire Red and Leaf Green, you could press the L and R buttons to pop up with help menus. Yeah, they're not in this game, so don't worry about it. I will be your help function, viewers. Pokemon Wireless Club, huh? That has to do with wireless communications, which I can't do anything with because of the way I'm recording this Let's Play, so I'm not going to show off trading or battling other trainers or mixing records or anything like that. Now, obviously, if you're playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you have the internet to take care of all that stuff for you, so... Oh, cool. Well, this is a Pokemon Center. It's basically free HP, PP restoration for your entire team. You basically want to use this every time you come to a new town, because if you game over, in the rare chance that that happens, you'll be warped to the previously used Pokemon Center. So, that's pretty nice. Oh, sure. This is the Pokemart clerk. Yeah, buildings with blue roofs like that, they're Pokemarts. You can go in there and buy stuff like potions and Pokeballs with your hard-earned cash. Well that's nice, and you get a free potion out of that. That's really why I came here, for the free potion. What a nice little name. I remember in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I gave that sign a look and it did this cool little flyover thing. It does that in Little Root Town as well, but those are the only two towns it does. I think someone in this house says something interesting, or is that in Petalburg City I'm thinking of? Yeah, it's probably in Petalburg City. Yeah. Well, in any case, Pokemon NPCs... Some of them say interesting stuff, but not here. This is the tutorial area, so... What? Oh. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, we can't go that way yet because of invisible plot wall! So let's just head up into Route 103. Well, that was a helpful sign. Oh, there you are, Brendan. Hey, it's me! Oh, sure. Alright, it's quote-unquote boss time. Yeah, this isn't really much of a boss fight, to be honest. It's just the first rival battle in this game. So basically, you're fighting off against whatever starter has the type advantage over your starter. So if you start with Mudkip, he'll have Trico. If you start with Torchic, he'll have Mudkip, and if you start with Trico, he'll have Torchic. So, yeah, that's basically how it goes. But at this stage in the game, all you really have to deal with are Tackle, Pound, and Leer, and Growl. So, it's basically just a Tackle Pound Fest. Or Tackle Scratch Fest, or Tackle whatever Fest. Now, unfortunately, he hit me with a Leer, which will lower my defense stat by 1 stage, so his Pound's gonna do a lot more damage, but we got him all the same. This is not a hard fight to win. Hooray! And we learned Mud Slap. Now that's a ground-type move. It's not that powerful, but it always lowers... Is it always? It's either always or almost always lowers your opponent's accuracy stat by 1 stage, which basically makes it easier for them to miss. Or harder for them to hit, I suppose. It's good enough for the early game, at least. Well, yeah, sure. What he just did right there, you walk up to a ledge like this, you can jump down it. It's one way, but still, you can do that. Let's heal up a little bit. Rules of Pokemon, viewers. Heal early, save early. You never know, and you can come across something that's stronger than you think it would be. Not that Pokemon is particularly difficult, but... Yeah, I get it, Brendan. I'll hurry as fast as I can, but I can't run, I can only walk. In the land of Pokemon, it's illegal to run without the right shoes. Whatever. Yep. First try! I wonder if he says that if you lose to Brendan. Probably not. He has one level 5 Pokemon. What do you mean, extensive history? Did he raise that thing from like an egg or something? Whatever. Now we get the Pokedex. Basically, just like the last game, you catch a Pokemon, it records the information of it onto some data bank thing, and you can just look at it. Unlike the last game, though, I should really stop saying the last game, shouldn't I? Unlike Fire Red and Leaf Green, it's not really necessary for you to catch Pokemon in order to get stuff like the Amulet Coin that I don't think I ever got in the Let's Play. Yeah, there's no such requirements anymore. Now you get them doing side quests and remembering to go some places at certain times, so yeah, basically, don't worry about it. This will not be anywhere even remotely close to a gotta catch them all run. Sorry, but no. Yeah, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, they're the only games that really require you to capture a whole bunch of Pokemon. Huh, well, cool. So yeah, we get some Pokeballs for free. 5 in this game, 10 I believe in the remakes. Oh, hey Mom, how's it going? Well, yeah. Well, thank you. And we get the running shoes. Now that we have the right kind of shoes, we're allowed to run. You have researched breathing. Now, if you're playing the remakes, you start with the running shoes, by the way. You can just run straight from the get-go, and in the remakes you can also run indoors. So, that's pretty nice. You can't run indoors in this game for some stupid reason. By the way, if you ever need free healing in this particular town, you can just rest up at home. Free healing spots aren't really all that cool in this game because every healing spot's a free healing point. Well, now that we can capture Pokemon, I might as well start going over Pokemon. Starting with Poochyena. Now let's see, Poochyena is not all that spectacular. It's unique in the fact that it's actually a dark type, which you wouldn't really expect this earlier in the game. Well, I mean, I guess there's not really much precedent for that, is there? But anyway, even though it's a dark type instead of a normal type, it's basically your standard early game mediocre-ish, well, in this case, dark type rather than normal type, so, I mean, it's not that great, to be honest. I mean, its attack stats pretty decent, but the rest of its stats aren't that spectacular, so. It's an early game only Pokemon. Now, if you're playing the remakes, right about here, Brendan will come up to you and give you an item called the DexNav. It's part of the PokeNav Plus thing that I've told you about on the bottom screen. This will let you scan for Pokemon in the area, and they'll sort of pop up with a body part or so, like above the grass, and you can sneak up on them with the most hilarious sneaking animation I've ever seen. And generally, those Pokemon will have some sort of unique characteristics to them when you search for them in the DexNav. In particular, when you're testing it out the first time around, I think you'll always run into a Poochyena with either Fire Fang, Ice Fang, or Thunder Fang, which is very, very cool if you particularly care for Poochyena. You can also run into really high-level Pokemon that way, so be careful. I'll explain more about Tailo in the coming area, but you will never know true fear until you DexNav for a level 15 Tailo with Sky Attack at the beginning of the game. Let me tell you, though. Oh. Ha ha! But anyway, there's still a couple more Pokemon that I haven't gone over quite yet, but I think we're going to save that for the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. See you guys then!